$699, not $799. Today, it's just $98. That's right, you heard me. Only $98!
In my last video, I showed a trailer from the AI lip sync notebook I built and asked everybody to guess the model. I really didn't expect many correct answers because from output alone, this stuff is usually super hard to identify. But yeah, a lot of you actually got this right, and honestly, that's kind of wild. Identifying a video model just from the output is usually really hard, but a surprising number of you nailed it anyway. The model was LTX-2.3, and a lot of you specifically caught it from the way the teeth were rendered. So here's the notebook. I've now added it to my GitHub repo under the name LTX-2.3 Audio to Video Q4, along with all my other notebooks, and the repo link is in the description. LTX-2.3 is the model I'm using here. It's an audio-video generation model. Once you open the notebook on Kaggle, just click Edit to launch it. If you're new to Kaggle, make an account first and finish the phone or ID verification so you can actually use a GPU. Then go into Settings, set the accelerator to T4x2, turn Internet on, and hit Run All. Now, even though Kaggle gives you 2 Tesla T4 GPUs, the model is hard-coded to run on a single GPU, so don't overthink that part. As soon as the GPU connects, that yellow session indicator turns green, and the notebook starts going automatically. The first cell just shows status info, and the second one installs the dependencies. That part takes around 2 to 3 minutes. After that, the model files start downloading, including the Distill Q4 GGUF file, which is 13 gigabytes, plus the Distill LoRa and the rest of the required files. And yeah, this is a Q4 model, but the quality still looks really good, as you already saw in the trailer. It's also faster than my older LTX notebook, which is a huge plus. After that, the embedding model downloads, then the other supported files, including Gemma 3, the VAE, and everything else the workflow needs. These files are big, but I specifically coded the notebook so everything downloads into a temp folder. That way it doesn't eat up Kaggle's limited 20 gigabytes of disk space. You might still see a warning saying you're close to the disk limit, but you can ignore it. After all the downloads finish, the next cell runs, the model gets loaded into system RAM, so give it a little time, and then the launch cell gives you 2 links. The local one is basically useless here, so use the public Gradio link. Once the Gradio UI opens, it's actually really simple. At the top, you've got the prompt box, then the image input, then the audio input, so those are your main inputs. You can also set a seed if you want, but it defaults to -1 for random generation. For duration, I added options all the way up to 30 seconds. From what I've seen, results look good up to around 15 seconds, but I haven't tested the longer durations enough to guarantee the same quality. The default is 5 seconds, which is a good place to start. There's also a match video duration to audio length checkbox, and this is really useful. If you turn it on, the generated video matches the exact length of the audio, whether that audio is 9 seconds, 10 seconds, or 15 seconds. For resolution, you can choose 1080p, 720p, 540p, or 480p, and for aspect ratio, just make sure it matches your input image. By default, it's set to 16:9, but I added other aspect ratios too. There's also a prompt influence slider, which lets you control how strongly the prompt affects the output. Then you just click Generate Video, and the result shows up below. For the first test, I use a Bigfoot image with an 11-second audio clip. I turn on Match Video Duration to Audio, set it to 720p, and hit Generate Video. On the back end, it does the encoding and prep work first, then it runs 8 generation steps, then 3 upsampling steps, and then finally decodes the video. Each generation step takes around 26 to 27 seconds, so yeah, this is not fast. If I check the resource panel during that process, system RAM is sitting at around 17.5 gigabytes and GPU VRAM is around 8 gigabytes at that stage, although that changes depending on what part of the pipeline it's in. When it finishes, you can clearly see the 8 generation steps, then the 3 upscaling steps, and finally the VAE decoding. And that VAE decode takes quite a while on a T4 GPU. That's why for most people, I'd recommend sticking to 480p or 540p. That said, 720p looks excellent.
So am I, damn it! I mean, come on. It's just, you know what? I'm through with this. I'm done. Finished. I'm out of here. I am so finished. Those were coming when the health.
The eyes look clean, and you get full body motion that looks surprisingly natural. The character is even gesturing while speaking, almost like a YouTuber, which is honestly super impressive. The trade-off is speed, because 720p is much slower. So for the rest of my tests, I mostly switch over to 480p and 540p. That's where this notebook becomes a lot more practical. Next, I run the same Bigfoot image and the same audio at 480p.
So am I, damn it! I mean, come on. It's just, you know what? I'm through with this. I'm done. Finished. I'm out of here. I am so finished. Those were coming when the health.
The result is still usable, but you can start to notice some artifacts around the eyes. A 10-second generation at 480p takes about 10 to 11 minutes, and for my estimate, 540p lands around 15 to 16 minutes. Then I test my model's avatar image with a 6-second audio clip at 480p.
Big Burrow, you're finally home! I've been waiting forever. Give me a hug, please!
It works, but at 480p you may have to regenerate once in a while because the eyes can get a little weird. That's exactly why I generally prefer 540p because it feels like the best middle ground. After that, I test an image of Elon Musk with an audio clip and manually set the duration to 10 seconds after turning off match audio duration.
Not $999, not $799. Today, it's just $98. That's right, you heard me. Only $98. Don't!
The result is actually impressive and definitely usable. There are still some minor artifacts, but that's pretty much what you should expect from 480p. Then I switch to a 16:9 image of Sam Altman with the same audio and generate at 540p.
Not $999, not $799. Today, it's just $98. That's right, you heard me. Only $98. Don't!
This one is clearly better than 480p. You get camera movement, background animation, strong lip sync, and much more natural head movement. After that, I try a square image but select a 16:9 output aspect ratio with a 10-second generation from a 15-second audio, so the image gets cropped to create the wider frame.
Oh wow, my mortal enemy Mr. Thompson's problem sets. Thanks for rescuing me from that F. Is this your sneaky way of saying you want to...
The generation is good overall, except it adds this weird thing near the lips that looks kind of like a pencil. Even with that, the lip sync is still fine. There aren't any major eye issues, and this is also a 540p output, so overall still pretty solid. Next, I use a 16:9 Bigfoot image. The audio is 20 seconds long, but I only select 10 seconds for generation.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage. Rage against the dying of...
This 540p output comes out really clean, with no noticeable artifacts or eye problems. The background is animated, including the AIQUEST, and the lip sync looks proper. That's one of the better examples in the whole test run. Then I test an AI-generated image with a few seconds of a song. This 540p 10-second generation turns out very well. It adds camera movement, zooms in, pans upward, and even animates those flower petal-like elements in the background. Lip syncing to a song is harder than regular speech, so this was a really nice surprise. It matches the song well, and I don't see eye issues here either. Next, I go back to the Bigfoot image with a 22-second audio clip and generate only 10 seconds.
You dropped your, calculus notebook. I think it's yours? Maybe? No problem.
The audio is a bit more complex this time, but the output still adds emotion and keeps the lip sync accurate without visible artifacts. After that, I use the Bigfoot image again with a 10-second audio clip that isn't normal speech and has a lot more emotion in it.
The suffering I've endured. I could talk for days, weeks even, and still not scratch the surface.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because it doesn't just sync to the spoken words, it also syncs to the other vocal sounds, like the sad voice parts, and it does that properly. This one is also 540p, and honestly, the quality at 540p looks very good, and it's much faster than 720p, which makes it way more practical for repeated testing. For the final test, I used the Bigfoot image with a 9-second speech from Sam Altman.
I think AI will probably, most likely, sort of lead to the end of the world, but in the meantime, there will be great companies created with serious machine learning.
This output includes eye movement, facial expressions that match the speech, including a kind of thinking face during pauses, and hand movements as well, so it feels more alive than just a basic lip sync. And that's really the overall vibe I'm getting from this notebook. It's not the fastest thing in the world, especially on a T4, but the quality you can get out of it, especially at 540p and 720p, is genuinely impressive. So yeah, the notebook is ready for you guys right now. Try different prompts, try different songs, try different images, and see what kind of results you get. I didn't have time to do more tests because this video is already long, but I'm also working on 1 or 2 more LTX notebooks for text to video with better quality and speed, along with some other notebooks too. The link to my GitHub repo, where all my notebooks are available, is in the description below. Which output looked the most impressive to you, and what should I test next? If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yo, check the intellect. My mental state's architect. I crack the coded text. Synthesizing data streams, living out the future tenses. Logic on a grand scale, it just makes perfect sense. This is that AI quest. The mental power flows, unlocking all the secrets that the digital world holds. This is that AI quest. Yeah, the knowledge is a weapon. We building up the future while the rest of y'all are stepping. So hit subscribe and join the mission. Peace to the whole cipher. AI quest. We bring in fire. AI quest. Yeah, the knowledge is fire.